For Fox Sports, I'm Annabelle Stefan here in Dallas, Texas, Big 12 Media Days. Had the chance to hear from head coach of the Texas Longhorns, Mack Brown, as well as some of the players to get their thoughts on the upcoming season.
We're getting ready to make a run. We're getting much better. We're getting our depth back. We're getting our speed back. We're getting our advantages back. And we're going to be good for a while. And I think that's what our administration's seeing, and that's what our fans are seeing. That's why they're still coming. We still made $163 million last year, and our fans still came, and because they can see the hope is back. And we've worked really, really hard for these last 2 years to get back to where we can compete again, and that's why we're excited about where we're headed.
You know, it's been an interesting summer. I think the cool thing about this summer is, bringing in those new wide receivers. We have a stable of running backs. We've got 3 good ones. We didn't bring one in this class, so I haven't been having to work with a young running back. But getting this team where we need them to be, we're going to have a lot of good wide receivers, and we've got some great ones that have some experience, and we're very confident they're going to come out and play for us. And so the challenge for me this summer was trying to take some of those young wide receivers that didn't have as much experience, haven't experienced as much success, and getting them prepared to go out and play confidently and know what they're doing, and being able to understand that they're going to have to catch, some games 8-10 balls and be accountable and come in and contribute this year. So that's been fun, and I've enjoyed that.
Which of those guys have really impressed you?
They've all done well. And, I'm not going to get specific because it's one thing to do it in the summer. It's another thing to do it in practice in front of the coaches. It's another thing to do it on Saturday when it's live and it's hot. So, I'm not going to set any expectations on what young wide receiver is going to put pressure on them right now. I'm not going to knock on any of them by not mentioning them in that. That's not going to be going to do, because they all have a chance to play, and they all are needed, and they're all going to be useful for us. And then I'll just say this: I'm impressed with what they've done, and how dedicated they've been to working with me this summer, and I've appreciated it.
And for you and Tyrone, so both getting some more reps this year with Case being gone for the summer, Connor leading the program. How do you feel like that's really benefited you?
I think it's kind of cool how things have turned. Coming in and not getting really a lot of work in the summer in my first year, and then now I'm at a stage where I have to teach the next quarterback, and being in a place where I can teach him and get him reps and get him ready to play, so that whenever it's his turn to play, he's going to be ready. And hopefully whenever I get done, Texas is at a level where it needs to be, and Tyrone can step in and just keep it rolling.
Sharo and Bryce are very talented freshmen, and they're learning. They're learning a lot right now, and they're doing really well as far as all the off-season activities we've been doing. They're doing real well, and I'm excited to see them out there. But also, you've got Reggie Wilson as well. Reggie's looking great as well, and he's an older guy, and he's looking to give us some good plays as well.
Max said today when he walked out here, 9 wins isn't what we do in Texas.
And that's true. That is true. Just because, like I said, we're getting better and better, and these senior leaders we've seen us from the bottom, and we're climbing back up. Like we said, get better each year, and so we're trying to raise the bar. For the freshmen, or actually young guys in general, we want to raise the bar. And hey, we see some of the young guys that might have came in and they think they're good, but we know they can be better. And we're like, hey man, come with me, we'll work on this. And that's what we do. We're grabbing guys. It's like a family, and that's one reason why I came to Texas, because of that family atmosphere.
Jackson, how do you feel? Harrison?
Yeah, I met him.
Is he 6'7" or something?
I don't know his height. I didn't pull a tape measure to him or anything.
But does he look good?
He looks good. No, he looks fine.
Jackson, for you, not being able to play last season, at the end of last season, and seeing the defense having some difficulties, how did you use that as an experience from off the field?
Well, I got to watch a lot. I watched a lot of things that other teams did, and watched a lot of things that we did, and I was able to learn more and gain more knowledge on the game. And I think I've grown as a football player, just watching and kind of putting myself in their situation, but being able to see them from the outside. I wasn't in there, so it's kind of like my perspective is wider, and I was able to see more of the game.
So now with that perspective, how are you planning on helping some of those younger guys really develop on the field?
Well, I mean, it starts when we get into camp. We can really get with those guys. If I see them doing something wrong or something I made a mistake as a freshman with, I'll correct them. Hey, man, let's do this. Try this. This helped me when I was younger. So that's what I'm going to make sure I tell them.
Coach Searles has told us day one since he's been there, no hard feelings, but I'm always going to put the best 5 guys out there. And it doesn't matter what position you played. If you played center before and I need you to be at tackle now, then you're going to have to do that. It's all about the team. It's all about what's going to make us the best. And I think guys we've really bought into that. We know that he's going to do what's best for the team.
How interchangeable would you say that the line is in terms of players playing a variety of positions?
I know on the line, I would probably say the first line, all 5 of us have played a different position at some point, whether in practice or in the game. Most of them in the game, we've all had to move around, and I mean that's just part of it. And it actually makes you a better player at your position, because at the line, if you know what the guy on the other side line, if I know what Josh Cochran is doing at right tackle as a left guard, it only makes me better, because then I know where I need to fit if I'm pulling around. I know where to expect that defensive end to be. If he's going up to second level, I know all these things. So if the more people that you can say what their assignment is, the better it makes you.
And in terms of like the energy of the offensive line coming out there, what is the biggest change that you've seen throughout the offseason?
Working with Benny and Mad Dog, it's really just been a change of mental toughness. We've really been put in situations where it's like you're dog tired right now and you have to find a way to accomplish a goal. You all have to work together. They can't be bickering and fighting. And I think that really speaks a lot about offensive line play. Other positions, you can kind of do your own thing, and I mean, maybe you'll miss an assignment, but somebody else will make the sack or somebody else will make the tackle. In the offensive line, all 5 guys have to do the right thing for the play to be successful. And I think this offseason has really been key in helping us to realize that.
So as one of the older guys, how do you take that leadership and really help some of the younger players emerge to their potential on the field?
Continue to encourage them. Let them know that it's not going to come overnight. That's one thing for sure. Everyone's going to make mistakes. The thing is that you have to keep fighting. And the thing is, no matter whether you know the play or you don't know the play, always give 100% effort. That's the biggest thing, especially as offensive lineman.
What I've seen is that the people that are following are actually trying to take better steps into becoming leaders themselves. So we have our set group of leaders, but the younger kids are prepping themselves for when we leave to be great leaders. So it's kind of like it's going viral right now. So everybody wants to do the right thing. If somebody steps out of line, we might have a freshman or a sophomore, hey, get back in line, like do this right, do that right. Like we don't even have to assert ourselves anymore. It's just everybody wants to be great. Everyone wants to do right. So it doesn't matter if you're a leader or not. You're going to get called out by somebody. Yeah.
Adrian, what's your experience been like working with Coach Aquina, who's one of the best coaches in the country?
It's been great. I mean, Coach Aquina, there's no other coach like him. He is the best coach in the nation, and that's at all levels. And he has the credentials to prove it. So when you learn from somebody like him, you know you're prepped for the NFL. You know you're prepped for anything that can be thrown your way, because he's gonna give you the right tools to get the job done. And it's great just being around a coach like him.
You mentioned the NFL, obviously, Texas DBU. Do you guys feel any pressure to live up to the reputation of Texas putting out such strong defensive backs?
Of course, there's always going to be a little pressure, but you can't worry about that, because to make it to the NFL, you got to play great in college. So if you don't do that, there's no reason to even think about it. So with us being DBU, those guys come back, they just tell us to look, live in the moment, have fun, and everything will work out for itself.
It seems like this year at the spring game, the energy level has kind of gone back up amongst the team. Where do you feel like the biggest changes have been made internally, like with you guys, just in terms of attitude?
The biggest changes have, I think, it's just as a whole, we're more in tune, we're more in sync with each other. Everybody's working together. I might work with Trey Hopkins one day in the weight room. Trey Hopkins might work with might work with a linebacker. Like, everybody's working with somebody. We have kickers working with wide receivers working with defensive linemen, just because everybody, like, there's no different groups. Everybody, we're one team now. We're together.
And having so many returners, do you feel like that gives you a step up in the Big 12 this year?
It does give us a step up because we've been on the other side. There's no one coming in that's new to this. There's no one coming in that's record is 0-0 that's going to play this year. So they've all been on the losing side. They've all been under criticism. So they see that and they want to get better.
Make sure to keep it right here at Fox Sports as we continue to bring you the latest on Big 12 and Texas Longhorn football. Reporting from Dallas, I'm Annabelle Stefan.